her good graces, so I wasn't getting name called. I wasn't getting put down as a parent, as a partner, as a son, as an uncle. Trying to avoid the threats. Trying to keep the peace all the time. And everything that I had enjoyed, I didn't even realize it, but it was taken away. Seeing my friends, seeing my family, having quality time with my son, going to the gym, drawing pictures, writing, basically everything. Didn't get to go fishing anymore. You know, it was just, I couldn't believe that who I was seeing. And I already realized that I was stressed beyond stressed. I was depressed. I was lonely. I was resentful. I was bitter. I just, it felt like there was nothing left of me. And I won't go into details, but eventually I basically couldn't live like that anymore, and I requested for my ex to move out. Because it wasn't healthy for me, it wasn't healthy for our son, with our families, nobody. There was no reason for me to hold on to that relationship anymore. Ultimately, I was the one who ended it. And like being alone, I was alone because I couldn't be with friends, I couldn't be with family. I would get in trouble basically for talking to my family on the phone. I would get in trouble for going fishing, for going to the gym. I would draw something and I would be mocked for it. I would write something and I would be criticized. It was just torture. And after it had manipulate me anymore. So that just leaves our son there for that. But I've also learned that coming out of something like this gives you a lot of wisdom and self-power and self-perseverance. Stay strong. Feel free to